Have you ever noticed that people who believe the most wildest things are also the most confident about it? Like they're not just wrong, they're wrong with swagger and arrogance. They're enthusiastically wrong. They're wrong with confidence. And it all feels so weird. And somehow you may end up feeling like you're the crazy one. So today we're breaking down why smart people, yes, smart people, fall for absolute nonsense and why they double down even harder when you show them evidence. Because this isn't about intelligence. It's about psychology, identity, and the human brain doing backflips to protect its favorite delusions. Let's talk about it. Smart people are better at justifying very dumb beliefs. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. Smart people aren't better at avoiding nonsense. They're better at defending it. They come up with elaborate ways to make it work for them. If you give a highly intelligent but gullible person a bad idea, they don't question it. They build a PowerPoint presentation for it. They'll cite studies that you've never heard of. They'll quote philosophers that they've never read. They'll use big words that sound really smart to justify something very stupid. Because intelligence doesn't protect you from nonsense, it just gives you better tools to rationalize it. The brain loves consistency more than it loves truth. And smart people are excellent at creating consistent stories. Certainty feels better than reality. Let's be brutally honest. Reality is complicated, it's uncertain, it's messy, and it's full of randomness and nuance. You know what's not complicated? Nonsense. Nonsense is very simple. Nonsense is comforting. Nonsense gives you a villain, a hero, and a plot twist all in one sentence. Reality says, this is complex, and I may have to do some really deep contemplation and some research to get to the bottom of this dilemma. Nonsense says, it's the invisible God that did this. Guess which one feels better after a long day at work? Humans love certainty, and nonsense gives you certainty that makes you feel good. And don't we all like to feel good? Here's where it gets pretty darn spicy. People don't believe things because they're true. They believe things because those beliefs make them feel like they belong. They're special. They're morally good. They're on the right team. If a belief becomes part of your identity, evidence becomes a threat, and the threat makes you feel very uncomfortable. You're not just saying, hey, that fact is wrong. You're saying, hey, I'm wrong. And the brain reacts like you just did something very dangerous. This is why arguing with someone who's deep into the nonsense feels like arguing with a brick wall. Now, here's the paradox. The less someone knows, the more confident they are. It's called the Dunning Kruger effect, but I call it the someone I trust told me something effect. People who know nothing think they know everything. People who know a little think they know nothing at all. And people who actually do know things are just too darn exhausted to argue with the delusional. This is why the loudest voices are usually the least informed. They're not burdened by nuance. They're not slowed down by doubt. They're spinning through the intellectual landscape, cutting things up. Now let's talk about a real villain in our modern high-tech society. The algorithm. Not to pick on any specific platform, just the general concept and the fact that these algorithms very much shape our societies in ways we cannot detect. Algorithms don't care about truth. They care about engagement and retention. And you know what gets engagement? Outrage, certainty, drama, conspiracies, and I alone have the truth energy. Nonsense spreads because it's emotionally sticky. It hits the brain like junk food, and once someone gets hooked, the algorithm keeps feeding them the same flavor of nonsense until their worldview is all convoluted. Now, why can't you just argue people out of nonsense? You've tried it. I've tried it. We've all tried it. You bring facts. You bring logic. You bring charts. You bring sources. And they respond with, yeah, but I just feel good about myself and my echo chamber. You can't argue someone out of a belief that they didn't arrive at through logic in the first place. Because the belief isn't about truth. It's about identity, emotion, and belonging to a group. You're trying to fix their facts, and they're trying to protect their tribe. Big difference. Different goals, different games. No wonder it doesn't work. So what do? Here's the part nobody likes. You can't save everyone, but you can do this. You can ask questions instead of lecturing. You can focus on curiosity, not confrontation. You can help people feel safe enough to be wrong. You can plant seeds instead of dropping truth bombs. And you could model the kind of thinking that you would like to be a part of. Ultimately, people don't change when they lose an argument. They change when they feel secure and comfortable enough to actually question themselves. So the next time someone confidently and arrogantly explains utter nonsense to you, remember, you're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're human. And humans are wired for stories, not truth. Truth can be very difficult and uncomfortable. And nobody likes to be uncomfortable. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and comment. I want to hear from you. And if you want to support my channel in just a small financial way, you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. Until next time, folks, think rationally and be happy.